Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hello.
I just realized we're all wearing some kind of form of enjoy genealogy.
Yay!
We have a whole bunch of people in the chat. A lot of people that we were very surprised to see today. A lot of people who surprised us. So we have John here, Jennifer, Aaron, Chris, and Jamie. Jamie's up early.
Yeah.
Then we have Mindy here. Hi, Mindy. Janine, Betsy, Debbie, Stephen, Hillary. Hi, Hillary. And Susie.
They're probably upset because last week somebody ran over by a mile and we didn't have time to do photos.
We didn't.
And we didn't talk about the challenge when we usually do talk
this was
about
a week,
the challenge. We do.
This
we
was an
were
off
able
week,
to do that because somebody went way over.
But I did show a cute dog video.
That counts.
For you. For you.
I know. I wasn't even here. It wasn't even here.
I know, but we did it for you.
He only did it for
my
you.
memory.
Yeah. Every time that you're not here, we're going to play really good videos of puppies and llamas. I have friends who have llamas, and I'm going to go videotape their llamas.
Yes, funny. Mindy, it was me who went over. Yeah, surprisingly. But I also did show a picture of 4 generations of women from my family tree.
He just wanted to show off his baby.
There was at least a photo shown and then a dog video shown.
Yes, there was a photo and a dog video. So,
Oh, and there were photos in the question of the week, too. So,
yes.
What is the question of the week this week?
Oh, look at her. Look at her.
Oh,
my goodness. She's like, leave Greg alone. But hold on. I got to share my screen. There we go. Let's make that big.
Oh, in honor of Memorial Day.
It's in honor of Memorial Day, which is, okay, so the question of the week is, what military heroes do you have in your family? Which is completely different from what Memorial Day is about, but it's still about our heroes. Memorial Day is about our ancestors, our family members who passed away as a result of war. Memorial Day is a very somber celebration of those who fought to protect our freedoms. There we go. But I really like that we're doing military heroes because we're not just being somber and sad. We're talking about people who did incredible things. So, and be sure to go over and upvote that. Upvote it. Who are the military heroes in your family? Please tell us about them in an answer below. And of course, there's a wonderful military and war project that you can check out. So this got upvoted as the #1, and it's Alexis Nelson and Charles Lovelace upvoted it to be the best answer of the week. And look at this guy. This is a photo of my father, Master Sergeant Claire Alexander Chick Lovelace, who was missing in action for 6 months and declared killed in action in World War II. And doesn't he just look like a guy you'd want to hang out with?
Seems like a nice guy.
He does.
Have a beer with,
Have a beer with, but not a lot of beers. He doesn't like.
He doesn't like one or two.
A lot of beer.
1 or 2 beers.
No.
No, probably not even tequila with you, Sarah. So she's got a list. Mike Nelson, who flew rescue helicopters in Vietnam, which was not an easy feat. Jeffrey Marvin, Purple Heart Oak Leaf Cluster for Vietnam. Leroy Nelson saw action in the Pacific during World War II aboard a destroyer. Rupert Julius Long, who received a Bronze Star in World War II for the Battle of the Bulge. And if you ever want to read a story about hell on earth, go and read a story about the Battle of the Bulge. It was unbelievable. Scott Marvin Jr. I can't even read all of these. These are so great. And then she's got a PAR Patriot, Captain Andrew Sharp.
Heroism.
Heroism for Trenton Ferry. Crazy cool. Great, Alexis. You always have something great for us to see. I'm going to click off here and go to some of these profiles. Elias Buck. I wonder who that's. Tommy Buck. Is Tommy here? Tommy's not even here today.
John returned. John was doing some cleanup, but he made it back.
Check this out. He's got a great biography on this guy, and he does it a little bit differently than what we're accustomed to seeing. He's got the birth, and he doesn't even have these set up as title sections, so that there's not a table of contents, which I really like the table of contents, because I'm the type of person who wants to go straight to the information I want. This kind of makes you take a minute and sit back and actually read the profile. And then he's got the military, and he has the military sticker up underneath the word military, so that it shows up at that section of the profile. And then after the Civil War, marriage, family. I love this profile. It's not the way I would do it, but I really like it. So, Tommy, good job on that. Let's see. And then he's got another one. Let's see. Stu Ward has military cousins. So he has a whole page of information on stuff, and he's using WikiTree's great category system to highlight these people that are a part of his family who have been a part of military all over the world. Look at this. So Ward, 21154 military cousins. Isn't that cool? I like that. That's another way of doing, are we related? That's fun. And Sam Desjardins, most men in my family for generations, from prior to the 1600s to the 1970s, every military conflict. He didn't even want to list them all. And that's okay. That's okay. Pat Roach has, there are many, but the person that came first to mind is Abraham Tatlock, because I just updated his profile and discovered he died along with 500 others in October 1862, 11 days after losing a leg, likely to infection. And to imagine him suffering for so long. So here is his wonderful profile. Let's go back. And of course, I have my favorite military veteran, Thomas Cleland Hunt. Now, he was a troop transport commander, which means that he was over a ship that transported soldiers from point A to point B. And in reading his military record, there's lots of records and lots of information. There's letters and stuff. And this is only the stuff that I have, because I believe that his records were lost in a fire, I believe, in St. Louis. And anytime I try and find him on Fold Free or anywhere, Fold 3, I cannot find him. But I have his actual military records that belong to him that I inherited. And he did 17 round trips of the Pacific Ocean during World War II. He was awarded 4 Bronze Stars for action. Now, typically on board ship as a troop transport commander, there would be a captain of the ship that would actually be responsible for the sailing of the ship, making sure it was safe and it got to where it was going. What my grandfather did was he made sure that the troops who were traveling either to the war zone or away from the war zone were happy, well-fed, busy, and safe. And I said to my brother a couple of months ago that and my brother reminds me of my grandfather so much. I said that TC is what we called him. TC was an overachieving purser on a cruise ship, is what I said to my brother. And he was like, what? And I tried to explain to him what he did. Yes, he was in military combat. Yes, he was in a ship that pulled right up close to the shore and let men off in amphibious vehicles and stuff like that. He was in the thick of the fighting. No way to doubt that. But I think it's cool that he spent his entire war making sure that everybody he was over, like his little chickens or his little ducklings, were all safe. So that's my grandfather. Going on down, James William Page from Marion Ross. Let's see. So she's got a great picture. I love the old pictures of the family, and that's the wedding. Small biography, but still a good information on this gentleman. There are 3 pages of people. Like Aaron Gullison has, not a military hero exactly, but my grandfather, Louis Gullison, was in training in the Canadian Army during the last years of World War II. He was rather tall. A family joke is that if he had been sent overseas, there would have been no descendants because they would have been able to find him very quickly, assuming.
Got it.
My great-grandfather, Henry Christian Tapley, was in the Canadian Expeditionary Force in the Great War. That's World War I. And I'm not sure that he actually went overseas. A number of my Stairs cousins served in the First and Second World Wars. My other grandfather served in World War I. I love this picture. My grandmother, Dorothy Siller Hodge, who enlisted for the entirety of World War II, even though she had no idea when it would end. And she spent most of her best years in her 20s in the Army. Can you imagine hearing the stories that she would be telling about all of her escapades in a war situation? That's pretty cool, having a great picture there. And of course, that's from Heather Quinlan. What's that, Greg?
Your StreamYard window just popped over top of the other thing.
Oh, what's up with that? Certificate of completion. J.M. Vasky, Mike Vasky, served in the U.S. Navy fighting in Guam and other South Seas. And he could have, well, not on the Navy. Anyway, fun, John Vasky. Lynn Drasto says that my Uncle Harold was killed on the first day of the Spring Offensive, March 21st, 1918. Wow. He was only 19 and he had just arrived in France. Elmer August Heisel from David McNichol. He was an administrative first sergeant with the 424th Infantry Regiment, which was part of the 106th Infantry Division. The 106th was a new division which arrived in Europe in 1944, placed in Ardennes, which was thought to be a quiet sector of the front. Instead, it turned out the Germans attacked. Yes, they did, and they tried to keep it. So that's from David McNichol. Uncle Gordon Philcox. All right, so there's a cool place here for the FSFF Association, USA Canada, First Special Service Force. I am not familiar with them. Anyway, fun. Let's see. Alfred Truslow from Dorothy O'Hare. There's 3 pages. There's 3 whole pages of stuff. Barry Smith has something. Karen Wisby, Ruth Jowett. My microphone wouldn't work this morning, but I think it's really my mouth that's not working.
It's working fine, Mags.
I'm going to hand this back over to Sarah.
Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
So many good answers for the question of the week. Everybody's sharing all their stories of their ancestors and their in the military and all that, which is great. So I guess now we want to do the profiles, Greg?
Sure.
Or do we want to do photos first and then profiles? Who knows? I don't know what the word. I guess we'll do the profiles.
Let's do profiles first.
Or we could wait and do that at the end, and he would only have that much time to do it.
Yeah, but I'll be quick this time.
I was quick this morning, so.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you did go till half an hour after, like to the half past last week. So you set me up for, taking a half hour, but anyways. Okay, so the profiles of the week, and the reason I am going to go quick, because at the end, if you stick around to the end, we'll talk a little bit about the WikiTree challenge and a new app that I've created, and you guys will be the first ones ever to see it and to play with it.
We got a special sneak peek.
Did you tell Mandy and Jamie you were going to be showing that today?
I did not. It's just a total fluke that they're both here. I can't believe it. Now I'm nervous because they both have a bit of a stake.
Are we watching?
And anyways, it still needs some polishing, so be gentle. But anyways, before we get to that though, before we get to the science of writing apps, we're going to be talking about science celebrities, because that is the theme for this week. Which science celebrity are you most closely connected to? And so the premier one, the headliner is Carl Sagan.
It's not just me having problems with speaking this morning.
Yeah, I know. That's right. It's contagious.
Jamie's like, oh, a new app?
Ooh. Ooh, shiny.
Shiny. But we have to get through this first. So Jamie, don't distract me. I'm already distracted enough.
Why was Carl chosen as the leader? Was there something special? Or just was random?
So in terms of science celebrities, he's well known.
He's pretty up there, Sarah. Look him up.
I just meant was there something that happened this week in relation to something else?
I don't know. I don't know if there was a top.
Well, I follow science. There were 2 rockets that were launched from Kennedy, which is not a usual experience, within 2 days of each other, which is big.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was the first time Boeing got their Starliner to the ISS and back home again, which was great for Boeing because Boeing's been having issues. There's a new meteor shower going on. I don't know what else. Webb telescope is sending home. There's lots of stuff going on in the space.
Science.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't specify what specific thing triggered this particular theme or why Carl was anointed the headliner for it. But
it says we've been blinded with science this week. So
blinded with science. There we go.
Blinded with science.
No, we didn't find aliens, and that would be why I would think Carl Sagan would be at the top.
That's right.
I hope you guys know this when I go like this. Aliens. You guys don't know that? No.
What are you saying?
That one guy who's like that one show, the alien show, he's always like, it's aliens. That's what he does. He's like,
oh, aliens, yes.
Yeah. I think some people know, but
okay.
I thought it's funny. Okay.
Speaking of programs, Hillary Gadsby says the WikiTree sorcerer updated for me today, and I'm trying out new search capabilities.
Excellent. Okay. You're making it hard for me to stay on track.
We're gonna make him.
Anyways, Carl. Let's get back to Carl.
Born
9th November 1934 in Brooklyn, New York. He's an American astronomer, astrophysicist, author, cosmologist, science popularizer, and science communicator. Born in 1934, Jewish household. But his scientific work is key in the discovery of. So he actually did scientific work, but he was also. He also popularized science later on, but his actual scientific work was key in the discovery of the high surface temperature that's on Venus, which is kind of cool. He's best known for his contributions to the scientific research of extraterrestrial life, which is what Mags was referring to. He published more than 600 scientific papers and authored or co-authored over 20 books. He had a TV series, Cosmos, which was the most widely watched series in the history of American television. So the way it's phrased there, it sounds like it still is the most widely watched series.
I think Roots unseated him.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it was up until a certain point. I can't imagine it's still the same, but it was very popular. And then in addition to his nonfiction work, he also wrote the science fiction novel Contact, which is a sci-fi novel, but it turned into a 1997 movie.
Sagan.
I like how it looks like his science fiction novel is about aliens.
Yeah. There we go. So, and isn't he familiar with saying billions and billions of stars or something? I think
the news did mention this week that there were UFO sightings by the military from June Botka.
Way June. Nice. Okay, moving right along. Isaac Yudovich Asimov, or Isaac Asimov. Whoa.
You were 23 away from him, Sarah, and you were 26 from him.
From Carl?
Yeah. What's your
Carl.
name? Oh my God. I need to go back to bed. Greg.
My name's on the screen there, little orange
Greg.
bubble.
Oh, Greg. Yeah.
Greg.
Yeah.
Greg.
Sagan.
M&Ms. I need M&Ms.
Chris keeps telling me that aliens guy's a hack. I know he's a hack, but I like his.
You like his stuff.
I like doing this.
So Isaac
Oh,
Asimov.
I know who you're talking about. The guy that wears the little.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
Mindy, help.
Sorry, Greg. Go. Asimov.
And we all wonder why Greg takes so long during our podcasts.
That usually I don't need the help to get derailed and take longer, but you guys are in fine form this morning. Isaac Yudovich Asimov, born the 2nd of January, 1920. You know what's special? Okay, I'm gonna derail myself this time. You know what's special about January 2nd? It's the feast of St. Gregory and St. Basil. And my brother's name is Basil. So I always thought that was a special feast day for the two of us.
Basil?
Of course you did.
Basil?
Yeah, well, my adopted brother, yes.
You're 23 from him, Greg.
30?
23.
23, okay. Anyway,
20 for Sarah.
Isaac Asimov, I'm a huge fan of his work. And one of the things I decided I would do when I retired was to start reading all of his books from the beginning, because he's written lots of nonfiction as well as fiction books. But on his fiction, he has many of his books are interconnected in one massive universe. There's the robot books, and then there's the Empire books, and then there's the Foundation series. And all three of them sort of follow from the same timeline over thousands of years. So I've started and I've gotten through the robot and the Empire books, and I'm about ready to start the Foundation books again, which I've already read before. But anyways, so huge fan. And he's got a lovely, nice, long, well done profile here. He started when they moved to New York. His father opened a candy store, and he was expected to help. I love this but he also liked to read the sci-fi pulps. So back in the old days, there were what they called pulp magazines that because they're written on pulp paper. And he liked to read the sci-fi stories. His dad didn't want him to write them, but then he started writing them himself. And then, eventually he went on to do great things and publish books and so on. But I can't really do justice to all of this. I just recommend you read it. Great man. Lots of contributions to science itself as well as literature. Mags is saying something, but I'm not sure.
I was saying
commenting on
I miss your laughter. It brings a smile to my face, and I think I was pointing at Sarah because I think Sarah is who she's talking to.
Oh, thank you, June. You're very kind. Anyways, I'm going to move along.
Asimov was my favorite, my closest. Oh my word!
Your favorite and your closest. He was my favorite too, but I could spend the rest of the time talking about him, but I should. Yeah. David Attenborough. Now, there's another famous person from England involved with the BBC, an English broadcaster and natural historian. Born in 1926 in Isleworth, Middlesex, England. 3 sons and 2 daughters. At age 10, so again, an early start for this person, he was introduced to the concept of conservation when he attended a lecture on the subject and was immediately inspired by the speaker, Archibald Bellany. Now, I'm not sure about you, Sarah, and Mags has taken off, but were you going to scientific lectures at the age of 10?
Negative.
No. So this guy was destined for greatness. Anyways, then he was called up to the Navy, got married, and then in 1952, his career took off with BBC television. He started out working on nonfiction broadcasts and quiz shows, and then eventually he became a controller for BBC Two. And did lots of shows. When he was the controller, so I guess sort of like the manager of BBC Two, he revamped the programming so that it would be more appealing. And he apparently was one of the ones who decided that Monty Python's Flying Circus should air on BBC Two. So I can imagine its ratings went up from that. But then he did lots of other documentaries, and he's famous for his nature documentaries. And it lists a bunch of them. Blue Planet, I was going to say Blue Earth, but the Blue Planet is one of his most popular ones, The Perfect Planet. And in fact, just this week on Apple TV, he narrates a new series that's called Prehistoric Planet. So that's kind of cool. Next one, Bill M. Bryson has a nice short bio. He's still living, which is he was born in the 1950s, an American author best known for his travelogues and his scientific nonfiction. And looking at his Wikipedia page there, let's see, if I zoom in, there you can see him. In
That's
living
better.
color. And here's the specifics. So he was born in December 1951 in Des Moines, Iowa. And his genres were travel, English language, and science. The Life and Times of the Thunderbolt Kid, one of the things he published, apparently. Richard Dawkins. FRS, which is does it say here? It doesn't say here. It is actually defined in a future profile that we'll get to later on. Friends of the Royal Society, I think it is. I think he's a friend of the Royal Society. Ethologist, evolutionary biologist, and a writer. An emeritus fellow of the New College, Oxford, and was the University of Oxford's professor for public understanding of science from 1995 until 2000.
Fellow of the Royal Society.
Fellow, not friend, fellow of the Royal Society. Thank you. And his Wikipedia page, there he is again in close-up.
Clinton is actually his first name.
Clinton Richard Dawkins. Interesting. Yes, you don't see that as a first name.
He was born in Nairobi, British Kenya. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't say that before. I usually do. Okay. Known for gene-centered view of evolution and the concept of the meme, but not the meme that you're all thinking about, like not social media memes. The meme he's talking about is how genes and it's a biological meme. How
It's a
gene meme. A gene meme.
A gene meme. Yes. So quite a learned man there.
Oh, actual cousin. Ooh la la.
A cousin. Very cool. Very cool. Bengt Walter Feldrich, who was born in Södra, Stockholm, Sverige, or Sweden. Born on September 12th, 1925, and died on the 21st of October, 2019, at age 94. So look at this was mentioned as one of the new features on the
I
Wikipedia
know.
pages. Did
Look
you
at
notice
that. I like that.
It tells you the age.
No
Now,
math involved.
I know.
No,
I know.
no mathing. No mathing.
No
No
mathing.
mathing. Oh, I know. They're giving in to you. They're giving in. But so maybe we should make a plugin that removes that, so it forces you to do math. No.
What
no,
fun
okay.
would that be, Greg?
I don't think that would be.
Really? We're
Making a plugin
genealogists, not mathematicians. We're like
we're going backwards, making plugins to make things more difficult for yourself.
No. I take it
that's
back.
funny, Greg. I dare you. I
Yeah.
double dare you to create a
Well,
an
Jamie's
app
here.
to make things
She's
more
working on the new
difficult.
extension, so she could write that down. But I bet you that would be your bottom of the list of options.
Nancy, I used to really like you.
Yay, Nancy! Yes, 2 thumbs up.
It does make us smarter, but sometimes doing year math kind of is difficult, especially if it's like different centuries and things. So.
Oh,
Okay, continue.
Okay. Bengt Walter Feldrich was a radio and television journalist, producer, and presenter. He was awarded an honorary doctorate at the University of Linköping for his contributions as a science popularizer. So sort of similar to some of the other profiles we have, in that not only do they know a bit of science themselves, some of them had scientists, but they're also made science popular and understandable for the masses, which is just as important. He became a school teacher, did his teacher exam in 1949, augmented his work as a teacher by night as an announcer for Radio Janst. Radio soon became his main job, and when public television broadcasting was started in the 1950s, he was one of the pioneers. And look at that friendly face. You can imagine him as a television host. So very cool. The neat thing is he had a sweet, From All of Us to All of You was part of the Swedish Christmas tradition since 1960. And up until his death, he always filmed a few snippets for the program. Isn't that cool?
Sarah was miming that for you while you did
it. What?
I like that. That was good.
Oh, that's great. Ruth Deborah Gates was born on the 28th of March, 1962 in Akrotiri, Cyprus. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Akrotiri. She's the child of John Amos Gates and Muriel Peel. In addition to her career in research, she served as a mentor, a public speaker, a science communicator, and a proponent for change and progress in the field of marine science. Her appearance in the Netflix documentary Chasing Coral was one of her several efforts of public outreach and engagement, working to raise awareness of coral bleaching and inspire the public to put a stop to the damage being done by the coral reefs. Sadly, she passed away on the 25th of October, 2018 in Kailua, Hawaii. Is it pronounced Kailua or Kailua? Kailua?
Kailua. I think it's Kailua.
Kailua. Like the drink?
But I have no idea. I may be remembering what's in my bar upstairs. I'm not...
Any Hawaiians on the line?
Kalua. Looking it up.
Okay. Hawaii.
So noted marine biologist, yeah. And then we have probably one of the most famous, and Chris did send me a link. It's a 3-minute video, which he wanted me to play, which I'm not going to play it, Chris.
No, we're scared of you, Chris.
No, I did watch it. It's
kind of
fun. It's kind of funny. It's another scientist who is singing a song but using sort of the Stephen Hawking voice filter or whatever. And it's fun and it kind of ties in, but maybe
no time, Chris.
No time, Chris.
Sorry, Chris. Put it in the comments, on the YouTube afterwards when you like and subscribe and ring the bell and all that. Put it in the comments.
Mindy says she knows how to pronounce it. It's Kailua, and just like the alcohol.
Just like the alcohol.
Maybe is there a link? Did they make the alcohol in Hawaii?
Ooh,
is there where did Kailua come from?
I thought it was Mexican.
Okay, well, Max looked it up. You can continue with Stephen Hawking, Greg.
Okay. Yes. Okay, we digress again. Stephen William Hawking, born the 8th of January, 1942 in Oxfordshire, England, United Kingdom. So this is what's really cool about Stephen. Well, there's lots of cool things, right, about Stephen Hawking. But as he was apparently quite happy to tell everyone, his birth date is exactly 300 years to the day of the death of Galileo. Now, I don't know if he ever claimed to be the reincarnation of Galileo or the successor of his scientifically or not, but that's a pretty cool fact, exactly 300 years to the day. And the other thing is he died on the 14th of March, 2018 at age 76, again in Cambridgeshire, England. But the 14th of March is Pi Day, because March, which is the third month, and then 3.14 is, an approximation of pi. So he died on Pi Day, which is an amazing day. If you have to go,
you got to die on Pi Day, and especially with Blueberry Pie Day.
Yeah, Blueberry Pie Day. That's
just how Houdini died on Halloween. It's like they're conveniently.
Who died on Halloween?
Houdini.
Ah, yes. Yeah, that's perfect. I love it when that works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm trying to figure out what the best day would be for me to die on. Is there an M&M day?
M&M day. Yum. So, popularly regarded as one of the most brilliant theoretical physicists since Einstein. Also celebrity, accepting cameo roles in numerous television shows and movies, such as The Big Bang Theory and others, of course. Star Trek: The Next Generation. That's right. He was part of that.
And on The Big Bang Theory.
Yes. I said that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Silverbacks.
That's okay. There's a time lag here. There it just talks about his. So he was diagnosed with ALS. And amazingly, he was only given 2 years to live. This was in 1963 when he was diagnosed. But he never accepted his fate and went on to defy all the odds, living a long life, productive life. True inspiration. I love this profile, the way they've included some quotes of his. I want to show that people need not be limited by physical handicaps as long as they're not disabled in spirit. That's very cool. I became a brilliant researcher. Anyways, another really well done article, profile, I should say. And yeah, passed away on Pi Day. The Theory of Everything was, I think, was the name of the major motion picture about his life in 2014. So, anyways, great man and scientist. Oh, there we go. Brief history of time. There you have it. You have that right there. Way to go, Meg.
She had it ready.
She had it ready. See, now I should have had that ready too. Julius Miller, born in 1909, May 17th, in Billerica, Middlesex County, Massachusetts. Son of Shmuel Miller and Sarah Newmark. And died on the 14th of April, 1987, in Torrance, Los Angeles County. Host of Why Is It So, which is a kids program, American physicist and television personality, best known for his work on children's television programs in North America and Australia. Won a Carnegie grant that allowed him to visit Albert Einstein at his home in Princeton, New Jersey. That's kind of cool. And was a Ford Foundation Fellow at the University of California, Los Angeles. Youngest of 9 children. And then he was living in Massachusetts. And then I think anyways, again, a well-written profile. I'm not going to go through all of it, but he spent many years traveling between the United States and Australia, presenting physics mainly to children via his television shows, such as Why Is It So, which was profiled up there, and also one called Demonstrations in Physics, as well as lecturing at Sydney University. And when he passed away, his body was willed to the University of Southern California School of Dentistry. I wonder if that means he had really good teeth.
As I eat my M&Ms.
Yeah, that's right. Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting for this one.
Science communicator, television personality, mechanical engineer, comedian, inventor, chief executive officer of the Planetary Society. That's kind of cool.
23 from him, Greg.
Okay.
Sarah, cool. You are 24, and he's one of my closest.
Wow.
He's 19, 20.
Okay.
Through my spousal unit. I still can't figure out that connection.
Interesting. So he is still living. So his biography is fairly short, but if you went on Wikipedia, you could find out lots more about Bill Nye, the Science Guy. Now, did he ever show up on Big Bang Theory?
If he didn't,
yes, he did. He did. And the Big Bang Theory had a guy called Professor Proton.
Oh, but that was Bob Newhart.
Well, that was played by Bob Newhart, which was great. But Bob Newhart and Bill Nye had stuff going on sometimes because they both had supposed TV shows.
Yeah. And then the last one is Magnus Alfred Pike, OBE FRSE, Order of the British Empire, I believe, and FRSE,
I don't
Fellow
know.
of the Royal Society. Is this here? No, you know what? I think it was Stevens. On Stephen's profile, I meant to point this out when I was here, so I'm zipping back. Sorry if I gave you vertigo and
A
sliding
little bit
back.
of vertigo. A little bit.
But at the bottom of Stephen Hawking's profile, it has a notes section which gives you the meaning of acronyms of those. Now, so the Order of Companions of the Honor is an Order of the Commonwealth, so that was the one of the ones up top. The Most Excellent Order of the British Empire was another one of the initials that was after his name. The FRS, which you guys was the Fellowship of the Royal Society, and then the FRSA.
The FRSE is the Fellowship of the Royal Society of Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Okay, and this is FRSA is the Royal Society of Arts. Okay, so Edinburgh. Okay.
FRS could also be Fellowship of the Ring Society.
Ring Society. Very cool. So he was born on the 29th of December in Gloucester Terrace, Paddington, London. Parents were Robert Bond Pike and Clara Hannah Lewis. And there's a snippet from the censuses. Educated in London and Canada, attending Macdonald College, McGill University in Montreal.
There we go.
He was awarded a Bachelor of Science in 1933. Yay, Canada. He came back to the UK the following year and became chief chemist at Vitamins Limited in Hammersmith, London, working on vitamin research. He was awarded a PhD in biochemistry. Another snippet from the census. And then began working for the Distillers Company in yeast division. Interesting. Became president, council, and chairman of the following institutions. Became an officer of the Order of the British Empire, and then died in 1992. So
I love Betsy Coe just posted that all of today's connections for me come through new connections that I did for my family over the last 2 weeks. That's pretty cool.
That is amazing, Betsy.
It is.
Fantastic. Good stuff. So over to you, Sarah.
Photos.
What? It's not even 11 yet.
I know.
Well,
Even
I need 5 minutes to show off my new app. So
all the tangents we went on, trying to distract.
Yeah, you tried to derail me so badly. Wow. And it worked. Mostly.
Okay. Photos of the week.
While you're doing that, Jennifer has a question. Is there anyone who's related to the Bragg family? I found an article that my grandfather had that involves a B-17 All-American, 414th Squadron, 97 BG crew. There you go. Whoops.
Okay. So photos. This week's theme is summer fun. We only have 8 photos to look at, so we'll be kind of quick because then Greg can show off a bunch of other stuff, his new app, and talk about the challenge. So this one's cute. Ruth in the sand dunes. Wonder if we'll see any dogs. Let's see.
That's a pretty cool picture.
It is. You got the action shot with the ball in the air. It looks like it's so much closer to us.
Or is it a huge ball? Look at where the kids are looking up. They aren't looking towards the building, so that must be a really big ball.
Oh, wow. Yeah, really.
Or maybe it almost hit the person who was taking the photo. They threw it too far. Who knows?
Aw, Indian guides.
How cute. Train. So they were in Canada in Fraser Valley Regional District. I guess this train was just chilling on the tracks.
Just chilling.
I bet it wasn't chilling.
Yeah, it's probably hot.
Maybe
Probably
so.
Very hot. Isn't that a cute picture?
That
I know.
Is neat.
Like it looks like, is that a wagon and a little mini chair? And
Oh,
it
yeah.
looks like they're just doing outsidey stuff in Oregon.
We have little itty bitty chairs left over from our children.
Cousins in the pond. Looks like fun.
They weren't allowed to get the shorts wet.
No, yeah, look at they're all rolled up. Yeah.
The parents were probably, yes, you can go in.
Are they
but
wearing
roll
rubber boots
in.
or no? Or is that just a reflection on the?
The which one?
Were
It
they
looked like
wearing
there's-
wellies?
Oh, I
No,
don't
they
know.
weren't
No.
wearing wellies.
No.
Getting their toes nibbled by turtles. I think that's the most PG thing that Chris has ever said.
Look, they're petting a bit. It's
Is
a
that a
kangaroo, baby kangaroo.
It's rude.
We didn't see a dog, but we saw a kangaroo, so I guess that works.
No llamas.
Janine and Sebastian at the Nashville Zoo with the kangaroo.
Iselman.
Oh.
That's adorable.
Looks like he's taking a bath or just in a tub,
Yeah.
and he looks very
Ooh,
confused.
turtle.
It says Tubby, so maybe he's in a tubby, or maybe his name is Tubby. I don't know. Oh, yes, that's me and my
me.
grandparents on their back porch
Ah.
in their wash tub. I was about 6 months old. My mother made her protest, and my granddad was getting a lot of laughs. I don't know what I thought, but I do know I laugh at it now.
That is an adorable picture, and
It
now we
is.
have a
That's
new
so
nickname for
sweet.
you, Karen.
And that was it. Just
Tubby.
8 photos.
That's
Let's
it?
have a brief moment. I'll look at the G2G real quick.
Because I wasn't going to put this up, but I will put it up now.
We saw that one. Says balls bounce better on asphalt for this one. Oh, we didn't see this one.
No?
Dolls.
that's
Summer
new.
fun with dolls. We didn't see that one either. With his smile and cigar. Saw that one.
Mhm.
Saw this
Hot
one.
summer day. So it was hot, just like you said it would be, Megs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Saw
There's
that
an old TV show movie series called Ma and Pa Kettle, and she looks like Ma Kettle.
Oh.
one.
There's Janine,
Kangaroo.
Petnaroo.
Oh, that's
That's it.
it.
That's it. Greg.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, Greg.
I know. Wow. Okay, let's see.
Because Mindy's waiting.
Mindy's waiting. Okay, well, I'm going to
Put
share
it back
my...
up. The other thing we have to talk about while Greg is getting his stuff together here is that we do have connections going on this week. And this week it is, oh, oops.
Nope.
Can't go there from here.
Let's try it again.
There it is. I got it. I'll plop it up real quick.
No.
I
Made
am
her
not
disappear instead.
firing on all stream. Oh, woo! There we go.
Kevin
Yay.
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
And this has something to do with what Greg is getting ready to show us.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So the WikiTree, this was a week off for the WikiTree challenge.
See, I'm not the only one having issues with my mouth today.
I know. But the WikiTree challenge that's coming up starting this Wednesday is connecting more the Kevin to Kevin Bacon. So we were still accepting signups. Mindy, are people still registering, or is maybe you can answer in the chat?
269
so far. Excellent.
So far.
Okay. So the challenge this week will be to connect, to fill out his tree even more. Now, if you look at his tree, he actually has a very full tree of all his direct ancestors, but Mindy's word to us is that he's got the direct ancestors there, and they go far, far back in the States, and then eventually over to England. And there's a little German and a little Switzerland, I think, as well, if you go far enough back. But a lot of the sidelines haven't been filled out, so we can do some of those related connections, and that's what the challenge is going to be, to try to do. So I had, at the beginning of the year, when the WikiTree challenge sort of changed its format from genealogists to other famous people, non-genealogists, and the scoring points was, you get points for not just the direct relatives, but also for the side connections up to, I think it is 6 degrees. You get points for adding profiles that are connected that way. I had started working on an app that would sort of visualize that. And when Kevin Bacon's came up in the news, I thought, well, I've got to finish this off. So I do have an app, and let me just show, and you guys are the first to see it here live. And there's the URL. If you click on that, it'll take you to the app. And I'm just going to open it up here.
You might want to make that a little bit bigger there, Greg.
Okay.
And take away your view source.
Oh, right. Source there. Okay. There we go. So here it is in action. So it's loading up, because I've already logged into the WikiTree server. It's loading up 6 degrees for me. And you can see here it's loading. It's all the connections of the degree 4. Now degree 5 are loaded, and it's currently loading connections of degree 6. Thank you for your patience. And then when it is done, it's done. So now we can use the app and explore. So by default, there it's showing this little little stepper here, shows that there's 1 degree. So you can see there's me, and then there's all my connections at 1 degree. And the legend here is the siblings are the bright green, spouse is a red for Valentine's. Children are blue, and parents and ancestors are in gray. So I've got 2 of those at the 1st degree. And then when I add the 2nd degree, then you see you get another outer ring of more people. So I've got 13 people who are 2 degrees from me. And likewise, we can continuing on.
Oh, cool.
Up to 6 degrees. So that is what 6 degrees of Greg Clark looks like. And I've actually put the numbers at each degree level so you can see how many people are connected.
That's pretty fun.
Each degree. So that was the initial version of the app.
If I click on it, if I hover, do I get any information when I hover?
Well, funny you should say that.
I'm
going to change the view slightly, because the default view is just the dots per person. Because if you've got someone who with lots of things, then this is the most compact way to look at it. But you can still visually sort of interpret what you're seeing, or you've got some overall sense. But if you click on the letter A, then you get the first initial of their name.
Well, that helps me. I know who that 205th person is over there with the dot. It's an M.
And if you want a little bit more of a hint, you can get their initials.
Ooh.
And then you want to go really crazy, you can actually click, you'll get their whole first name. Now, because that's going to make it really huge, I'm going to go back to initials there. But if you click on anyone's circle, no matter which version you're looking at, either the points or even up to the first name, you will get, so I'm going to click on DD, which is Dwight Douglas, who is my birth father. And I drew a little diagram there of how they're connected. So if I go out to the other, so MR is Mario Rikiki, who is my wife's mother's brother. And you can go as far, so up to the 6th degree. So there is one of the persons who's 6 degrees from me. Again, up through my wife. I pick one from over here.
Kevin Bacon just has no idea what he's created.
So there you go. So you can explore all through your family and see how all of them are connected. It probably, for most of you, it's probably more fun to do it by first name, because then you can figure out, okay. Now for me, there's a whole pile of Marys, and there's a lot of Maries and Marias and whatnot. But anyways, that's kind of fun. So
getting lots of yells for yay.
Yay, lots of yays. That's good.
Mindy Silva, who says she had no idea you were doing this, says, wow, I love that.
Good. So
Jennifer
if you want to
Searle
add
says,
someone else,
so
you can
pretty.
You can click, if you click on the new degree chart, then you just put in someone else's name there. And
Golden 7. Go ahead.
Golden 7. Okay. So if you remember, I had, how many did I have? I think I had 285.
Something like that.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have a guess of how many connections you have?
10.
Thanks.
Oh, really setting the bar high, Max.
10.
What did you say?
10.
No, you've got a lot more than that. You've got a higher score
1
than
degree,
me.
you have more than that.
In fact, you've got a higher score than Kevin
Oh wait,
Bacon.
no, just kidding.
Sarah, are you playing along? I didn't.
300.
You
got
300?
Yes, that's
Okay.
my guess for 6.
Okay. Building. And see here on the legend here, it tells you how many are currently showing in whatever visual you're looking at. So I've only showing 3 degrees, so it's showing 42. I go up to 4 degrees.
422.
There we go. At 6 degrees, you have 845 connections, Mags.
Yes!
You win.
I've only been doing WikiTree for 10 years.
Yeah, that's right.
I figured it was going to be a lot.
And under
I'm
history,
surprised. Sorry.
under history, I have pre-populated Kevin Bacon's ID. So you can click on this and it'll automatically do Kevin Bacon's 6 degrees for you. So there you go. There you go, Mandy. Mindy.
Wow. Oh, no, please don't sing that song, Nancy. That is my least favorite earworm.
Now look at, see, Kevin. Let's look.
He probably has like 1,000.
He's only 291.
But we have to look and see how much work we've been doing too.
This will be a good indicator of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We can take a snapshot now of what it looks like before the contest, before the challenge.
Yep.
And then we take a snapshot afterwards. So
this is it.
What's that?
Is this him?
This is him.
He's
only at 291.
Somebody screenshot this or come back next week and we'll compare this.
Yes.
What do you think our goal? What do you think they'll get it to?
Are you going to catch up to me?
Yeah, let's see if we can
get more than Max.
So we have to get them up to the 800s then. Now, I do. There's still some things I need to tweak before I make my G2G post about this. There are some things that aren't quite working, but I'm not telling you what. But I will tell you, if you try to put in Tudor 4, which is King Henry VIII, you'll crash the system.
Don't do it. Don't tell them that, Greg. We all want to be able to work on WikiTree today.
There's only 35 people watching.
I don't think WikiTree, but your app will crash. At least it did this morning when I tried it.
Oh, look at Jamie showing off.
Oh, look at Jamie. 1,213? Wow.
And Aaron.
And it didn't crash for you. Well, that's great
news. Chris has 726 more than you, Greg.
Wow. Well, he's been on longer than I have, hasn't he?
I'm jealous of Jamie and Aaron.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that many. I think I'm in your
Mindy,
realm.
how many do you have? Mindy.
I need to look it up now. Tiny URL 6.
Mindy, how many do you have?
So all of you who came to this,
why is it going to YouTube? This just went to a YouTube video when I tried.
And this isn't like out there. Mindy's got 330. This isn't out there yet. So remember, while you're doing this, if you find any bugs or anything weird, make sure you send a note over to Greg so that he can work those bugs out before he puts it live again.
Yeah, and I've actually got a link in the help there, contact authors. So if you do find it, it'll automatically pop up this so you can send me a direct message. Okay, so I thank you, Mags, for pointing that out, because that will be very helpful. And it may be a bug that I already know about, or it may not. So feel free to send me anything. I
only have 132. I knew it was going to be a low number.
132.
Oh, Hillary's scaring me.
Still waiting for it to finish loading. Oh no, Hillary.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, if you put the tiny URL and you forget the S, you get taken to this YouTube video by this kid who was talking about the 6 degrees of separation.
Oh,
I don't want to watch it. I don't know, but I'm just telling you, I forgot the S, and it took me to a YouTube video
somewhere else.
398 at 5 for Hillary.
Okay,
Hillary's been around. Sorry, Hillary, you're so much older than me. Hillary's been around a lot longer than I have, so she may have way more.
Yeah, it should work, John. It should work anywhere. It's running with JavaScript in the background, so as long as you have enabled JavaScript in your Android browser, it should work. for you. If the fan chart works for you, then this should work for you. I think when I did try Henry Tudor, King Henry, it got up to, because you can, I don't know if you noticed or paid attention, when as it's loading, it populates the number at each degree as it goes along. So you can see the number at degree 2, and then the number at degree 3, and then I got up to degree 5, I think, and there was 1,000 and some at degree 5. And so it was just because it just grows exponential.
Debbie Root says she got a fan chart, not 6
Put in
degrees.
the URL correctly?
Oh, the URL has to have this part at the end that says app equals 6 degrees. If you left off that part here, let me zoom in on that.
But you have the tiny URL.
I just put in tinyurl.com/6.
Here, I'm going to put it back up. There you go. Put this in.
That worked for me.
Yeah, it should.
There we go.
You don't need the HTTPS either. You can just do tinyurl.com.
Right. That's true.
So Hillary's up to 522 at 6.
Yeah, the saving, I haven't enabled the auto saving yet. If you click on save, it's not available yet, but that's one of the features I will make it, so that you can save it just like when the fan chart can save.
And
so
Mandy says also as a PDF.
Though I suppose if your browser has that feature already built in, right? If I go to
Debbie says she did. Maybe I need all caps. No, it's capital S, capital D, and all
I didn't do any capitals.
Yeah.
You don't need capitals.
You don't need capitals.
Nope. Well, guys, we are also a minute.
We are. Let me get that. Let me get that up. Uh-oh.
Anyways,
you
thanks
ready?
everyone. See ya.